Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of GSS Jain College for Women, it's my immense pleasure to join with you all. My cordial welcome to our guest speaker, Dr.S. Ganapathy, Associate Professor and Head of the Department of Corporate Secretaryship, SA College of Arts and Science. I also extend my warm welcome to all the professors and academicians of various colleges and universities to the fifth day of National Faculty Development Program on NAAC Accreditation Framework, organized by Internal Quality Assurance Cell of GSS Chain College. Without any further delay, let's commence our program with a prayer song. Prayer song, please. Now, I would like to request our Vice Principal, Dr. Cecily, to deliver the welcome address.
Guest and resource person, Dr. Ganapathy, who serves as the Associate Professor, Head of the Department of Corporate Secretaryship at SA College of Arts and Science, Chennai. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to our Honorary Secretary, Dr. Gautam Gai, and our respected Principal, Dr. M.K. Malathi. I also extend a warm welcome to all the faculty participants and the dedicated organizing team of this FDP session. It's my pleasure to present a brief of Dr. Ganapathy's valuable credentials. Dr. Ganapathy brings a wealth of experience from both industry and academia to our session. His journey began with work of Mrs. 4C Consulting Services and the Shree Murugan Institute of Education in Chennai after completing his post-graduation in corporate secretaryship. Subsequently, he pursued his MPhil in Commerce and served as a lecturer in the Department of Corporate Secretaryship at Jain College, Chennai for 3 years. Following this, he contributed his expertise to Ford Business Services Center Private Limited, Chennai, for 4.5 years, where he held the position of senior team leader in the marketing, sales, and service department. In furtherance of his academic pursuits, Dr. Ganapathy obtained an MBA in finance from Annamalai University. He then rejoined to Dhanraj Bhai Jain College, Chennai, where he served as the head of the Department of Business Administration and Commerce for about 3 years. Since 2019, he has been position of chief officer and department of throughout his career. Dr. Ganapathy has held various positions and performed his roles with utmost efficiency. His accomplishments have earned him numerous awards, including the Innovation Excellence Award from Ford Business Services Private Limited, the Employee Excellence Award, the Sport Appreciation Award, and the Best Academician Award, among others. Dr. Ganapathy is an active member of the esteemed organizations such as Indian Commerce Association and the Indian Academic Research Association. He has been a sought after speaker and resource person for FDPs, webinars, seminars, conferences, and has also organized national and international seminars and conferences. His scholarly contributions include numerous paper presentations in both national and international conferences and an impressive 27 publications in UGC CAD and UGC listed journals. We are truly honored to have such an esteemed personality as our speaker for this FDP session. Once again, I extend a warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you for gracing the FDP session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would like to request our chief guest, Dr. S. Ganapathy, Associate Professor and Head of the Department of Corporate Secretaryship of SA Arts and Science College, to accept our felicitation.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for accepting our honor. Now, today, the session is going to focus on digital learning resources and infrastructure. I request our chief guest speaker, Dr. S. Ganapathy, Associate Professor, Head Department of Corporate Secretaryship, to take over the session.
Thank you. So thanks for the opportunity. This is Ganapathy. I'm heading Department of Corporate at SA College of Arts and Science. And I take this opportunity to thank the management, the principal, the IQAC coordinator, faculty, and all the heads of the department for giving me an opportunity to talk on this fifth day of your national level FDP on NAAC accreditation framework. So the topic today, which given to me, is on student support and progression. So I'll share my screen. I hope my screen is visible to you all.
Yes, sir, it is visible, sir.
Yeah.
You can start.
Yeah. Yes. So today, the topic what we are going to discuss is on. Just a minute. the student support and progression, which forming part of criterion 5, it carries 100 points. So these are the various key indicators comes under the student support and progression. The 5.1, which talks on the student support, where it carries 30 points. Student progression, which comes to 45. Student participation in the activities, 15 points. And finally, alumni engagement, it's 10 marks. So these are the 4 key parameters where the NAAC is looking out for. So this is the introduction part. So about this criteria 5, NAAC, and as well as it's our responsibility to have a meaningful experience for the students during their course of career at career at any institution, any college or university, wherever. We have to provide a meaningful learning experience, in the sense we have to provide a practical exposure rather than theoretical part. And to add on the practical aspects, where we need to in line with the industry's expectations, like like universities, autonomous institution will have a freedom to frame the curriculum, and they can introduce the recent development which was happening in the industry, that can be taken over by an autonomous or a university. But how about an affiliated colleges, where they doesn't have a freedom to upgrade the syllabus? So like they can go for a value added course kind of thing, or a diploma programs. Really it helps a lot the students to engage themselves to in line with industry. Like say uh, we we can know, like any organization, like any MNC companies, like any kind of a process. I am from commerce background, so more frequent like accounts payable process, accounts receivables process, or any taxation or order management, or price file maintenance. These are the various process which across in all the MNC companies, like it's kind of a BPO or KPO, wherever it go. Definitely you have a the people, the students should exposed that good in MS Excel, MS Office, actually I can say Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. So Excel, we can have a basic level of Excel, and as well as we have an advanced level of Excel. So where you can do like a lot of process improvements can be done through like Excel, because you have a n number of formulas which are available in the Excel. So like we have to provide them a meaningful learning experience during their course of study in any kind of institution. So we have to give it in a complete nutshell. It should not be like half done or 50 percentage or 24 percentage. The faculty and all the management, they have to be very passionate about the profession, where we have to give a complete knowledge transformation to the students. And we have to look into the students performance frequently, like in the sense we have some of the institution, they follow like a students record book, where it you have a mentor will be assigned to the students, where mentor will take care of that concerned students from starting from first year, second year, and third year. So we have to frequently look into the performance. We have to give a proper guidance to the students through for their career, and as well as a proper counselings, which really help them to upskill themselves on various aspects. So again, the alumni profile seems to be very important. So whatever the knowledge transformation, whatever the 3 years or 2 years of study at any institution, after completing his graduation or post graduation, when he go out of this institution, he has to go in like placements or any higher studies. We have to support them. So the alumni profile seems to be very important part. So progression of students to higher education, as I said, it should be a real gainful employment to the students. So this is the first one parameter is on 5.1 is student support, which carries 30. So under which you have a sub parameters out there. Like the top of the screen where you can see the QNM, which is nothing but the quantifiable information. Q1M is nothing but qualitative information. I think hope for the past 4 to 5 days you are into, different speakers spoke on the various criterions. So QNM is nothing but a quantifiable information where you have to give it in the form of a numbers and the data to be provided. Q1M is nothing but a qualitative information where you have to give a descriptive part, descriptive and with the along supported documents. So this is one QNM, which is a quantifiable information. 5.1.1 so students benefited by scholarship and any concessions, freeships provided by the institution, government or non-government bodies, industries, individuals or philanthropists. So a college primarily the scholarship and concessions, freeships provided by the institution. So every institution, if they are providing a scholarship or any kind of a concession, like scholarship in the form of a merit scholarship or a sports scholarship, definitely they should have a process manual, in the sense policy manual, like the procedure. So that is the foremost important part, focusing on this parameter. Not only the manual for these kind of metrics wherever it is possible, even when it comes for criteria 3 or teaching, learning, evaluation, research, wherever you go, you should have a proper research manual. So each and every criteria, if it is possible, I requesting the IQAC can frame a policy manual. Like it consists of the rules and regulations, what is the process map, process steps, how it has to be taken forward. So all such things, information to be included in the policy manual. So even it should not be a very important part is you can avoid the person dependency. So the process dependency is very important rather than a person dependency. So if a person is not there, no issues, we can look into the policy manual and it can be taken forward. So my keen focus on the process dependence rather than person dependence. So in this metrics, what you are going to do is you have to give the list of students where they have provided knowledge scholarship or concession provided by the respective institutions or by the government or any industries as a part of their CSR, corporate social responsibility. Out of their profit they are providing educational support to the needed people. So those kind of a letter, that is sanction letters provided by the industries or any individuals, you should have a proper record and it has to be scanned and place it accordingly. And also the policies, whatever that you are framing, all such things has to be uploaded in your domain website as a public disclosure. And finally, the audited statement again is very important. So how much that the institution contributed for a scholarship or a free ships concessions during the academic year. So those value is considered to be very important. So this is comes to the first one, 5.1.1. I just moving on to the next one is 5.1.2, where it carries 5 points. This is something seems to be the descriptive part. So efforts taken by the institution to provide career counseling, including e-counseling and guidance for competitive exams. So this criteria is nothing but your just a minute. So this criteria is focused on descriptive part. So this is student support and progression. What kind of a support that you're providing for the students to face these competitive exams? So like as I said, every institution, a certain institution, they follow a student record book with a proper mentor will be assigned to them. So frequently mentor will have an interaction with the student, where they are lagging and what kind of counseling to be done. All such will be decided by the mentor. So the mentor mentee ratio is very important when it comes for this parameter. So what kind of a career counseling on their career, in the sense like recent past, as I said, no, like you have to in line with industry expectations. If you are an affiliated institution where you can go with the kind of a diploma or no like a certification, or you can invite any no like guest speakers from like industry, what is happening. So like you can know like fintech is there, fintech no like financial technology, how no like AI is going to be impact the finance or our commerce oriented industry. So data analytics out there. So those kind of no like prospects which is happening in AI. So that is our responsibility to take it forward to the students. So guidance and assistance for competitive exams, like say to take it forward for bank examinations or any government oriented UPSC, IAS. So those kind of no like we need to give an awareness first. Most of the students doesn't know like how to get into that IAS or IPS or IRS. So it's our responsibility to arrange for an guidance program, how to face this competitive exam and what are all the avenues are available in these categories. So when you're organizing any program, as you all know, like the invitation, starting from the invite letter to the guest, report of the program, and geotag photo, and your registration form, which is signed by the student, those who have attended the session. The very important part is the outcome of the program, outcome of the session. As you all know, like no PO, as I think PO, PSO, CO, career, there is course outcome, program specific outcome, and program outcome. So similarly, for each and every program, at the end of the session, you must get the feedback and as well as what is the outcome of this concerned training or no like career guidance or whatever it may be. So moving on to the next under the same 5.1 is capacity developments and skill enhancement activities. Whether the institution conducts these kind of programs for the benefit of the students, they are given four listed major classification. I think soft skills, most of our curriculum, whether it is an affiliated or autonomous or university, definitely the soft skills training will be provided to the students as a part of their curriculum itself. Language and communication skills, life skills on yoga, physical fitness, health and hygiene. And these are the two important parts which they have added recently. There is self-employment and entrepreneurial skills. So these two things which they have added recently, and awareness of trends and technology again, which is very important. So this is a quantifiable information where you need to list what are all the programs under each category. When you conduct a program, please classify according to these four classification, whether it comes under soft skills or language and communication skills, or which comes in the life skills, or comes in an awareness of trends and technology. So classify those things and provide announcement, invite that guest speaker, their invite letter. And if you're giving any kind of program, we need to provide an attendance to the students, brochures to be prepared, and very important, the photographs with the caption, and finally the report. So the DVV partner, data validation and verification partner, may ask you randomly, they choose any of the programs and ask you to submit their attendance or certificates or any guest profile. So these are the various aspects which was given in this criteria 5.1.3. So awareness of trends and technologies, where you can see this is these and all entrepreneurial and self employment which was added recently. So please do focus on those areas as well. And this is again, this is the a final part of 5.1. So 5.1, 2, 3, and 4 are there. Under 5.1, this is the last part. This is a quantifiable information. The institution adopts the following for redressal of student grievances, including sexual harassment and ragging cases. So this is they have given four categories under this part, which is a quantifiable information. Implementation of guidelines of statutory or regulatory bodies, organization-wide awareness and undertakings on policies with zero tolerance, mechanism for submission of online and offline student grievances, timely redressal of the grievances through appropriate committees. So, like I think AACT, UGC, they have a like very clearly they have mentioned like if you should have a proper link to be given in your official website to register a query by the students in our website portal. It has to be grievances council committee to look into it on a regular basis, and it has to be sorted out accordingly. So here what I have given here is at the top, where you can see is one of the best practices can an institution can adopt, like tracker mechanism. It's one of the best practices can be implemented in any of the institution, like say CA and PA, where I have given, which is nothing but your corrective action and preventive action. So the tracker is nothing but gives you what kind of a problem faced by the student. It should be recorded, and what is the immediate solution for the problem. So what is the immediate solution? That to be decided by the committee. So they should have a proper RCA. RCA is nothing but root cause analysis. See, getting the points, 5 points is very easy. Getting 100 out of 100 is very easy. But out of which, for the sake where it is not, like getting A plus plus, A plus, or whatever it may be, that is not an important part. The very important part is passionate towards your profession. So that's where I'm just talking on you have to do the religious part of RCA. RCA is nothing but a root cause analysis for the problem. You have to dig onto the problem and identify the immediate correction, and the very important part is the corrective and preventive action. There are a lot of tools, mechanisms, or which are available in quality indicators out there. Like say I hope some of you heard about the yellow belt certification, green belt certification, black belt certification. These are all the certification focusing on the quality aspects, that is internal control. Every organization, even like a corporate, in a corporate they will have a separate team called internal control team. Like in a college we have IQAC team, right? Internal quality assurance cell. In a corporate they have a different terminologies, but commonly they use this terminology called internal control team. So the internal control team focusing more on the quality aspects of each and every process across the uh, company. What are all the process they have, they will go and check what kind of mechanism that they are following, what kind of a process map that they are doing, whether any upgradation can be done. So all such things happens because through by way of these kinds of tools are available, where you can even like for faculty you can provide for bringing more quality on their teaching, on their research, on any kind of thing, where you can give certification on yellow belt certification, green belt, and the black belt certifications are there. There are various agencies, training institutes provides these kind of quality enhancement upgradation training will be there. So there it's a tool where you can go and dig onto the problem to identify the root cause analysis, and finally you end up with a corrective and preventive action. The very important part is the same mistake should not happen again in future. So here what they are trying to tell, you should have a proper mechanism, proper tool, how the students want to register, how they want to register in the portal, and what is the action plan taken by the committee. And very important is timely redressal of the grievances. So immediate solution, immediate corrections can be done, but the very important here is the corrective and preventive action to be taken on a it's a brainstorming session. You should have a brainstorming session along with the committee, and they will come up with a final conclusion, which it should not be deviated. Everyone should go on the same phase. For the same mistakes should happens again, the same solution to be carried out. So this is 5.1.4. This comes under the 5.1 category. So moving on to the next 5.2, which consists 45 marks. So placement of outgoing students during the last 5 years. So how many students got placed after the training that you are providing to the students on upskills training program on soft skills or your hard skills, technical sound. The students should be technically sound, and as well as they should be a smart actually. So list of students placed with their names, the name of the company, under which domain they are placed, and what is their package, their date of joining. So all such information to be updated in the quantifiable information. So you should have a proper template is there where you have to go and update. And here the proof of the document is very important. This offer letter, intent letter given to the students, or the email communication received from the company HR can be taken as an proof of document. And multiple offers will not be considered. The only one count, one student, one offer letter will be considered. If the candidate having more than 2 to 3 offers, so it will not be counted as 4, it will be counted as only 1. This comes under student progression under 15 points. The next 15 goes to 5.2.2, percentage of students progression to higher education. So how many students completing their UG to PG, or PG to, I think MPhil will be closed. So PG to PhD or PhD to postdoctoral. So you need to mention the students, how many of them have joined even in your institution or any other institution. You must specify what after completing is graduation, because as you all know, I'm not deviating. The very important point is the attainment level. How you are going to know, like program outcome, program specific outcome, gross outcome. Why we all map all such things to attain whether the student really attained after completing his degree or post graduation or anything. So the important point is the attainment level. So you need to check whether the students is progressing to higher education or they are getting to the job or not. So the proof of document, when he is joined in any of the institution, the admission letters and their ID cards will be considered as a proof of document. So this is a quantifiable information. The final 5.2, 15 points goes to the competitive examinations, qualifying from any of the competitive exams, like even a SLET or a NET or CAT, MAT, whatever it may be, civil service examination, government examinations, state government examinations. So the students qualifying in the national or international level examinations, so those kinds of metrics to be prepared, and it is in the form of a quantifiable information. So their hall ticket, and after the results has declared, their results copy and the qualifying certificates, all such things will be considered as a proof of document. So certificate seems to be very important. So in absence of certificate, the claim will not be considered. So year wise, we need to categorize. So moving on to the 5.3, uh, 15 marks for students' participation and activities. So number of awards, medals for outstanding performance in sports, cultural activities at university, state, national, or international level. So again, this is something related to, like we need to give a proper training to the students. So number of awards that is particularly on sports and cultural events. So only inter-university within the college will not be, those certificates will not be accepted. And this is a quantifiable information. You will have a separate Excel format which will be given by the NAAC, I think, which is available. Anyone can go and access. So the participation, appreciation certificates should be avoided. Participation will not be considered. So the students participated. It will not be considered. Only the student receiving the award or medals will be considered as a for the points. And this one is Q1M, which is a qualitative information where you have to give a descriptive part. Along with the descriptive part, you have an option of uploading the supporting documents. It is optional, but if you attach the supporting document, which it is well and good. So presence of an active student council and representation of students on academy and administrative bodies or committees of the institution. So involving students in all our academic and administrative part, that is foremost important to bring them, to inculcate them the leadership skills. See, like what I say. So students council, that is again very important. Like in IQAC, you have a student representative will be there. The alumni of the institution will be a part of IQAC constitution of the committee members. So each and every clubs or committees which will be in a college or any kind of an institution, they should have a student representative, like workers participation in management, WPM concept. I think the principles of management, WPM, workers participation in management, where the lower grade of people will also be a farming part of the meeting of the top people. And because they are the process owners, they know what to be done, they know what is reality, whether it is or not. So that for the decision making, even you can include the lower level of people, that is workers participation management. Even here you can include the student council members. They can be a part of this a committees or a club, where we can inculcate them the ethics to be followed, the leadership qualities, they can upgrade themselves. So the minutes of the meeting, as you all know, minutes of the meeting and proper action plan to be has to be documented. What are all the open points that you have discussed in the meeting to be addressed properly, and it has to be closed practically without relying on minutes, just typing whatever that you have discussed. No, just go back to your previous meeting, what are all the open items that need to be discussed, and it has to be closed accordingly. So this is again the 5 points. This is the final 5.3. The institution conducts, organizes following activities. So like sports competition, events like management, like culturals events, technical fest, academic fest, or any other events through your clubs and forums. All such part for the development of the students, all such category of programs, whatever that you have done, to be included in this 5.5.5.3.3. This is a quantifiable information. So as you all know, like circular brochures, if you are invited, a guest invite letter to be should be the performing part of your report. And how many students have participated from if it is an intercollegiate, how many students from different college across the city or the state that you have visited the campus, and geotag photos. So all such things need to be included in the report, and has to be consider for like a proof of document. Whenever the DVV partner is looking out for, we need to go and upload the same. So this is the final part where this is an alumni engagement. So quantifiable information. So the alumni contribution towards the last 5 years to the higher education through registered alumni association. So here they have given a 4 category, like greater than 100 lakhs, 50 to 100 lakhs, 20 to 50 lakhs, 5 to 20 lakhs, and less than 5 lakhs. So all such things, like the contribution made by the alumni. So alumni should have a separate account. So those, account will have an impact on the annual report of the college. So it should be properly audited by the auditor, and it has to be certified accordingly. So this is the one under 5.4. And finally, the alumni engagement. So alumni, what kind of like a contribution and significantly for the development of the college or an institution by way of academic and support system, it carries 5 points. So alumni association to be functional, it should be functional and it should be registered mandatorily. And many of the institutions, they will not register. So please requesting all the institution to register your alumni association. And there should be a frequent meetings of alumni to happen. And the invited alumni can support the institution on various aspects, like providing a guest lectures, by providing a workshops, seminars, or any kind of a conference. As a resource person, they can come. And if they, any of the alumni is forming part of an entrepreneur, they can provide an internship support to the students or a project for their juniors. Placement support can be provided, or a career guidance, like those, like career guidance, particularly the people from the industry, to like they have to come and talk to the students what is the practically what is relying on the industry. Because whatever that we teach is something, like 50% is one is theoretical. But when they go out of their job, entirely just only like 10 to 20 percentage the knowledge, practical exposure that they are taking from the 3 years of course of study. Because the entire model which followed in the industry are different from what we teach. So the industry gap to be fulfilled by way of providing the value added programs. If at all, like autonomous or universities, they have a freedom to do all, syllabus changes and everything. But for the affiliated institution like us, we can go for like value added programs by providing a certification, where you can also tie up with any of the industries, where the industry persons can come and give their practical exposures on the domain, on their domain, which really helps them when they go for a job. So this can be done if you have a strong alumni association, and you can bring those people, those seniors. There are top level peoples will be there. They can come and support your institution. So I think I have completed. Ma'am, I have done with my presentation.
Thank you, sir, for your detailed framework of student support and progression, which will be helpful to upgrade ourselves. Now, the session is open for questions. Viewers can clear your doubts if you have any. Any questions? If any questions you have, please post as soon as possible.
I think there is a question which was asked by Mr. Murthy. What about the teacher's contribution in NAAC process?
Yes.
So teachers' contribution starting from each and every criteria, like starting from the very important part, the primary role for any teacher, you should have a passion towards your teaching, and the very important part is the research what you are doing. So no, like teaching with different no, like different technological teaching pedagogy where we need to incorporate into our training, into our teaching skills. So I think in all the criterias, starting from 1 to 7, our contributions are highly required. So I think one more question: what are the possible programs can be organized for this criteria? So student support and progression, all upskill no, like training program can be provided. Like starting from the very no, like part is attitudinal training to the students, like behavioral training to the students when they get into the organization, when they get into the company, sorry, when they get into an educational institution, transformation from school to college, they should have a no, like attitudinal behavioral training can be provided for their upskill. And apart from that, no, like the domain is very important. As I said, I am pertaining from commerce background, where I insist, because what we study is bills payable and bills receivable. I think, I'm sorry if any of the science students, faculty members are here. I know bills payable is a liability, bills receivable is an asset. The same knowledge transformation which was given to the students. Bills payable is liability, bills receivable is an asset. But apart from that, when you get into an organization, they call it as an accounts payable process. Bills receivable, they call it as an accounts receivable process. Bills receivable is accounts receivable. So when an industry person can come and talk on accounts receivable, they even talk in a practical manner that really helps them to know, like the coin the words certain aspects. Like if I go and ask any of my students what is bill of exchange, very few will answer to that question. So no, like these kind of no, like domain preferred, like say, as I said, these kind of no, like it's again no, like course wise, program wise. For commerce, these kind of GST, tally, as I said, advanced Excel training, you can give basic training and as well as advanced Excel training. Like there are a lot of wonders can be done in Excels. So those kind of a domain professional program can be provided. As I said, the attitudinal behavioral approach courses can be provided to them, and all the life skills, even the yoga, starting from yoga, meditations, those kind of also we have to stress oriented kind of training also we have to provide. I hope my answer to your
Any
question.
other? I think we have come to the end of the program. Thank you all. Thank you all for your active participation. Now, I would like to request Dr. Yashoda, Head of the Department of Economics, to propose the vote of thanks.
I consider it a great privilege to propose a vote of thanks to the dignitaries who have witnessed the memorable and successful event. Today, my words are not enough to express the gratitude on behalf of our college. I would like to thank our resource person, Dr. Ganapathy, Associate Professor and Head Department of Corporate Secretaryship, ACA College of Arts and Science, Chennai, who graced us with his thought-provoking address on the topic Student Support and Progression, and set a perfect platform for our faculty members from various colleges. I would like to thank our beloved principal, Dr. M.K. Malati ma'am, and Honorable Secretary, Dr. P. Gautam Rai sir, for giving us constant support and guidance. I extend my heartfelt thanks to
our Vice Principal, Dr. Ma'am, for being a constant support and encouragement for successful completions of the event. An event of this dimension does not happen overnight. The wheels started rolling days in advance. My heartfelt thanks to the coordinator of IQAC for organizing such an informative session on 7 days national level faculty development program on NAAC accreditation framework. Finally, I thank all the participants of faculty members from various colleges for showing their interest and support towards the program. I once again thank everyone for making this program a grand success. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Yashoda ma'am. Thank you, sir. And thank you all the participants. See you all tomorrow.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जानी तव शुभ आशीष माही गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल गायक